In this video, we are going to build and deploy a full stack file sharing platform using AI. And trust me, it is way easier than you think. Today, I'm going to show you the simplest method I use to build rare projects with AI. By the end of this video, you'll be able to take any idea in your head and turn it into a working project, even if you've never written a single line of code before. Yes, you heard that right. No coding experience needed. Before we jump in, your support truly helps this channel grow. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber pushes this video to more beginners who want to learn and build cool things. So if you enjoy learning in a simple, friendly way, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep making videos like this. Alright, let's get into it. AI has changed how we build software. Our role as developers is shifting from writing code to instructing the AI. We don't need to memorize every syntax or spend hours debugging. Now, all we need is clear idea of what we want to build. And that is step one. Bring your idea. Once you understand how to explain your project clearly, AI takes the heavy lifting. Before we get into it, make sure to install Node.js. And we need this one to be able to run our application. So visit nodejs.org and then click on download and download for your operating system. So at this point, I assume that you have Node.js being installed. The next step is what kind of app that we are going to build using AI. So the first step is the idea about your app. At this point, we know that we are going to build a file sharing application. The next step is that we need to gather the information about our project. And we need this one simply because we want to provide much information to the AI to build this project. And this process is what we call PRD, which is Product Requirement Document. And AI is going to help us to generate the PRD for us. So the next step is that we are going to prepare the PRD for our project. And I'm going to use ChatGPT for this task. Or you can use Gemini or Perplexity. But for me, I'm going to use ChatGPT. So this is all what I need to provide. And that is, I want to build a file sharing platform using Next.js. And this is the response. Your response might be different from mine. By the end, I'll provide you my complete PRD, the process that matters. So provide what you want to build. And there's a response. Let's break this one down using cursor AI style, beginner friendly, super energetic, and we are building this together in real time. So today's concept is, how do you build a file sharing platform? If you go through this one, it will give you a clear picture about what we want to build. And below here, it says that what are we really building? Imagine Google Drive or WeTransfer, a place where users can upload files, get a shareable link, let others download that file, and maybe add some authentication, and maybe set expiry times and track number of downloads. That is where Next.js file sharing platform is all about. So for this one, I have the features about the project. At the beginning, I didn't know that we have these features. So now we know what the application is going to perform, which are these ones. And then the first big picture. Where do we store the files? Can we store big files directly inside Next.js? The answer is no. And here, we're going to use one of the following: Supabase, AWS, or Cloudinary. But for me, I prefer to use Cloudinary. So let's move on. How does the upload works? So if you scroll below, it will show us the next step, which is, if you want, I can create a full PRD as we just mentioned, or cursor AI prompt that builds the entire platform. And this is what I want because we are going to use cursor AI. Alright, and here is a full PRD for our application, which is cursor AI build a file sharing platform. And here it goes. You are my expert full stack engineer. build a modern file sharing platform using Next.js, app router, TypeScript, Tailwind CSS, Supabase, and follow this exact specification. I'm going to use MongoDB or Mongoose. Alright, so here I'm going to modify my prompt. And here is the first step, project setup. And here is the app structure, perfect, core features to build. And it goes on like that. So instead of using Supabase, I'm going to use MongoDB with Mongoose and Cloudinary. So I'm going to say that instead of using Supabase, use MongoDB or Mongoose and Cloudinary. It is going to rewrite the prompt again. Alright, and here it goes. And this is what I want. Perfect. And it has given us some UI requirements. At the moment, don't worry about the styling. What matters most is the core features. At the end, you can redesign the application. Alright, perfect. It is done. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to use Cursor AI for this project. In case you don't have it, then visit cursor.com and download for your operating system. But you can use any AI editor of your choice. The process that matters. So back to my cursor here, I have it open and this is my folder called file sharing application, which is this one here. And I've opened it using Cursor AI editor. The interface might change by the time of watching this video, but the concept that matters. The next step is that we need to have our Next.js application being created. And the AI can do it, but let's do this one manually. So let's visit nextjs.org, which is this one, and then copy the command, which is npx create-next-app at latest. So copy that and back to our cursor, open the terminal, and then paste and submit. The name of the project, I'm going to use the name of my folder, therefore I'm going to use dot. And then choose the first option, use the recommended default. The only manual way is to create your folder and then run this command. And that is it. The rest AI will take care of it. Alright, it is done. So the next step is that we need to provide the instructions about our app to Cursor AI to know what we are going to build. So back to our instructions here, I'm going to copy what we got from ChatGPT, and this is how we can provide information to the AI using Cursor AI. So click on the settings here and then click on the, let me hide this sidebar, which is this one, by clicking on this, and then click on rules and commands. And Cursor support the following rules, the user rules, and this rule will be applicable to any chat irrespective of any project, and also project rules, and this rule will be applicable to a specific project. In our case, it is file sharing web application. So click on that, and then I'm going to name my rule as rules and then hit enter. And below here, paste the rules that we got from ChatGPT and remove this one. And that is it. So I'm going to close this. It's time for us to build this project using Cursor AI. So let me open the chat window, which is this one, and this is the command. Make sure to select the agent and then the latest version of Claude model. By the time of watching this video, it is Sonnet 4.5, or you can use Composer as well. So let's use Sonnet, which is this one here. Perfect. So here we are going to instruct the AI to build this project. And also we will ask where we need to manually add certain codes or logics. So I'm going to say that build this app based on, and then I'm going to reference the rules, even though it will know, but I always reference it in the chat. So build this app based on the rules that we have specified. and indicate where you will need my assistance. For example, providing some API keys or MongoDB URI. So with this one, let's submit. And we can learn from the response the AI is going to provide. And it says that we will need your assistant. The first one is MongoDB URI, Cloudinary credentials, Google OAuth credentials, Next.js secrets, and that is it. I'm going to copy this one here, assuming that I have no idea how to get my MongoDB URI. So back to ChatGPT, I'm going to say that how to get, and then paste and submit. It is breaking down what is MongoDB URI, how do we tell our Next.js app where our data lives. So the next step is that we should click on this link. So click on that and it will take us to MongoDB website, or better still, you can search for MongoDB here. So let's follow the instructions and then create a free shared cluster, and you can follow these instructions to get your MongoDB connection string. So let's do that. So visit mongodb.com and then click on get started or sign in case you have an account already. For me, I have an account, therefore I'm going to log in. Alright, so after logging in, we are going to create a project. So under your project, I'm going to click on view all projects. For me, I have a couple of projects. I'm going to add one more for our file sharing application. I'm going to name this one based on the app, file sharing app, and then click on next. Create project and then cluster. The cluster name is going to be file sharing app. You can use any name of your choice, and then your provider, I'm going to use AWS. The region, make sure to choose a region that is close to you, and then create deployment. Oh, sorry, I chose the paid one. So I'm going to select the free one instead, and the name file sharing app, and make sure to select the free one and then your region and create deployment. So let's get back to cursor where it has reached. Okay, it is implementing the logics, and then click on add current IP address, and then add IP address, and then provide the username. I'm going to call this one as file sharer. You can use your name, and then for the password, I'm going to use, okay, and then create the database and choose connection, the connection type, drivers, and this is all what we need, which is the connection string here. Copy that and then done. So back to the project. Well, it is done implementing the entire application. As you can see, 13 of 13 to-dos completed. So I'm going to provide my credentials. I'm going to say that these are my credentials. When I paste, it knows that this one is from MongoDB. I have to provide my password. Assuming you forgot your password, don't worry, we can get it back. Under the security, click on security quick start. And then this is our username. Click on edit and auto generate the password. Copy that and then update. And finish and close. Perfect. So let's get back to cursor and replace with this one. It needs our confirmation to click on this one to accept. Alright, so the next step is, what do we need? Let's look at the instructions, Cloudinary credentials. So the same process, copy this and back to ChatGPT, and then how to get, paste and submit. We need to have an account with Cloudinary. So back here, I'm going to search for Cloudinary and log in or sign up in case you don't have an account. I'm going to sign up instead for this one, and let's look at the instructions from cursor. we will need the cloud name, API key, and API secret. And it says that what is your main interest? Coding with API keys and SDKs, or you can click on skip. All right, let's start. Perfect. So click on let me close this modal. I have to provide information about myself. All right, so click on the home, and under the product environment, this is my cloud name. Copy that, and back to cursor, I'm gonna say that Cloudinary details or credentials. This one is my cloud name, and go to API keys. This is the API key, API key, and API secret, which is this one. Unless I enter the confirmation sent to my email, I'm going to do that behind the scene and provide and approve. And here is my API secret. Make sure to use your own details. API secret. All right, so let's submit and let's see the final result about our app. And it is done, and it says that what is being set up. It has implemented what we provided. And Cursor AI is so smart, as you can see that we have this one left, and that is Google OAuth still needs to be set up. So let's follow these instructions. I'm going to copy this and then paste. The next step is that we need to select a project and then new project. The name is file share. It can be anything. So here we need to have a project. So here I'm going to create new project. I'm going to call this one as file share and then create. The next step is that enable Google Plus API. So it is done. I'm going to select the project and then click on this hamburger menu, which is this API and services, and API and services, which is this. We are going to search for Google Plus API and enable API and services. All right, so let's search for Google Plus API, which is this one here. Click on that and then enable. Let's see, credentials. Then you click on API credentials and then consent screen, choose external. So click on the credentials. So click on OAuth screen, get started. The app name is file share web app, and choose your Gmail. Next, external, next, contact. I'm gonna use next and then agree, continue, and then create. And it says that we need to create our OAuth client. So click on that, web application, the name, this one here. Then under the authorized redirect URL, we are going to use this one. After deployment, we're going to use our live URL and then create. Perfect. And these are credentials, our client ID. So I'm going to copy this back to ChatGPT. Sorry, cursor. I'm going to say that client ID. I'm going to copy this, paste, and then client secret, and then paste and submit. All right, click on done, and that is it. So let's wait while it is updating application for us, and we're gonna try if it's going to work. All right, and it says that all credentials configured and your app is live, and I can visit using this URL or this one. So I'm gonna open it in a browser. And we have node mailer cannot be found. So I'm going to copy this error message, paste, and then submit. All right, it is done. So let's try out. And we have something like this: share files instantly, and the upload, share, and download. Don't worry about the UI. What matters most is the core features. So when I click on upload, nothing is happening. Or unless I log in, I'm going to click on sign in. All right, the Google Auth authentication is working perfectly. I'm going to log in using one of my Gmail accounts and then continue. And my files, if I click on this, it is empty, and this is my Gmail account. If I get back to the home page and click on upload, it is not working. But when I click on this one, and we have an option to drag and drop, and it supports the following files: PDF, Word document, images, audio, and video. I'm going to download some sample images. When you visit Pixabay, or in case you have your own image, then you can use it. Download. All right. And when I check my downloads folder, I have the following: image, video, zip file, PDF, and Word document. Let me rename it well. This one is for PLD, PDF, PLD. Okay, let me remove this. I have PLD, PDF, and PLD document, Word document. All right, so let's try out. Back to the application, I'm going to click on this one to browse downloads, and then let me try the image and uploading. Perfect. And this is the share link. I'm going to copy that, and I have opened 3 browsers that represent users. So the first user, second, and third. So for the first user, and we have the preview, the expiration date, and click on download, and we have the image that we can download as save as. And what about if I want to send video? Then I'm going to drag and drop the video, and it also worked, which is the drag and drop. Copy that. I'm gonna give this one to this user to download. And this is a preview. Let me play. If you are passionate about using AI to build projects, then hit that subscribe button. All right, it worked, and download. Perfect. If you are passionate about using AI to build projects, let me pause it and then click here to download. It also worked, and this is the downloaded file, which is this one, and I can play. If you are passionate about using AI. What about PDF? Back to the project. Let's also send zip file, upload. It worked. What about Word document? And copy the URL back here, paste, and we can download this Word document. Perfect. What about the PDF? It will also work. So I'm going to upload the PDF also, which is this, and then upload, copy, and then download. Open that, which is this one here, and I can download. All right, so back to the user dashboard. If I get back to my files, I'll be able to see all the files that I have uploaded. Perfect. And I can view, which is this one. And also I can copy the URL and delete. We are going to redesign the application to suit our need. And these are the steps that I use. So first of all, I need to have some inspirations. And I often use Dribble to get some inspirations. So in here, if you visit dribble.com and search the name of the app that you have built. In this case, it is called file sharing. And we have some suggestions here, so click on the website. Perfect. And these are sample templates that we can use. So assuming that we want our UI to look like this, I'm going to save this file. So I'm going to right click and then save image as UI1, and below the home screen, and let me save this one also. Let me say that UI dash hero section. Good. And style guide, I want this one, so save as UI style guide. Good. So we are going to give this one to the AI to redesign the entire application for us. So back to Cursor AI, I'm going to assign this one to a different agent. So I'm going to click on agent and then new agent. We have one agent that builds the entire project, which is this one. I can rename this one to something like backend, or B agent for short. That is backend agent. And this is going to be UI agent. So here, acts as an experienced UI UX front-end developer and redesign the entire project or app using the images provided. Note, don't tamper with the existing logics or features. Focus only on the UI design. Include catchy content based on the app. So I'm going to upload the images, select the 3 of them, and then upload. All right, and submit. All right, so let's see the differences now. And guys, this is amazing. We have almost the same as the design that we got from Dribble. Then we have these links, upload, and I'm going to upload a new file, and the interface is beautiful. I'm going to choose a file, for example, this one here, and the user interface has improved. And let me copy this. Let me download. Great. The UI is also good. It is time for us to push our application to the internet for our friends to use what we have built. We are going to deploy this project to the internet. So we are going to use what is called Vercel. And Vercel makes it so easy to deploy Next.js application. So make sure to have an account with Vercel. I'm going to sign up and select the hobby. The name, I'm going to use Masintech, and then continue. And to deploy, click on the add new here and then project. And we can deploy by using one of these, GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. We are going to use GitHub. So click on that, and this is my GitHub repository. This means that I have linked my GitHub repository to Vercel. In case you don't have GitHub account, then visit github.com. We will need GitHub simply because Vercel is going to pull our code from GitHub and then deploy it on their server. So make sure to have GitHub account. After that, we are going to create what is called repository, which is like a container that's going to hold our code on the server. So I'm going to click new here, and the name of this repository as file-sharing, and below here, and click on create repository. All right, so now we are going to give this link to Cursor to push our project to the internet. Copy everything from here and back to Cursor. We are going to have one agent for deployment. So new agent, and I'm going to say that your role is to commit and push this app to GitHub. I have already created GitHub repo, and these are the details, paste and then submit. So let's wait while this agent is committing and pushing to GitHub. Alright, so let's follow the instructions in case you want to learn something from it. It says that I will help you commit and push your file sharing app to GitHub since you already have a local repository initialized. Alright, as you can see that it is pushing to GitHub. Perfect, and it is done, guys. So I'm going to reload, and this is our repository with some beautiful description. Perfect. So let's get back to Vercel and then reload. And as you can see that we have our repo, which is file sharing, and then click on import. Perfect. And for the environment variables, we are going to provide, let me get back to the editor, and in the .env.local, we are going to provide the following. So Mongo URI, which is this one, copy, paste, and the next one is next of URI. We are going to use the deployed one. For the meantime, let's use this one. And then the next of secret, I'm going to provide the rest of the environment variables, and then click on deploy. And our deployment is successful, and this is our domain name. I'm going to click on that, which is this URL, and it worked. Perfect. And we can change the name of our URL, or we can buy custom domain for it. So let's change the name. To change the name, click on the name of the project and then settings, then domains, click on edit. It must include Vercel.app. So here as file sharing app. Let me try if the domain exists. It's already taken. So let me cancel and let me choose different name. The name of the application is called, let me confirm, Cloudo. So here as Cloudo file sharing, and remove this and save. Alright, so let me open the new URL, and it worked. We have one more step to go, and that is, at the moment, if I try to register by using Google account, as you can see that it is broken. Remember, when we were creating the credentials in Google Console, for the authorization URL, we used what is called local string. So I'm going to copy the URL for our application, which is this one here. So back to Google, I'm going to click on this hamburger and API and services and credentials. Then under the OAuth 2.0, click on that. And this is where we used the local URL. Replace here and then save. It says that it may take 5 minutes to deploy, but let me try if it will work. And it worked. I'm going to log in using my previous account. Alright, so let me visit my dashboard, and it worked. When I visit my files, let me upload a new file, and it worked. I'm going to copy this and open a new window. Let me see. Alright, and I can go ahead and download this file. Alright guys, so here ends this project.